Hey everyone, we're Red Donkey Projections. I'm Eric, and we have Lucas as always.
Hey guys.
So, what we're going to be talking about today is something a little different than what we usually talk about, and we're actually going to be taking a look back at the 2016 presidential election between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, and how exactly did Donald Trump win over Hillary?
This is our second video for today. This is a first. This is our first time doing two videos in one day. So thank you guys for staying tuned, and let's get right into it. So as always, we're going to classify all these safe states for both candidates. In this map, a safe state means that the candidate won by more than 10 percentage points. Yeah. So one thing we're going to talk about in this video is the polls, how the mainstream media got everything. Didn't get everything wrong, but they got tremendously wrong.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah, for the most part, it was pretty wrong. So we're gonna fill in all the safe states first. I
New
always miss
York.
New York.
Yep.
um, yep, I believe that should be it. All right. Let's start taking a look at the info that we have. So let's start with all the likely states from 2016. We have the state of Iowa, carried by Donald Trump in a margin of 9.41. We also have the state of Texas, carried by Donald Trump by 8.99. Notice that this is smaller than the amount he carried Iowa. Another state is Georgia, give or take 5%. Donald Trump carried the state of Georgia. It is becoming more and more blue. More and more blue. And the final state is the state of Ohio. Ohio was carried by Donald Trump by a percentage of 8.13, which is actually quite big. So interesting that we put this one as likely. Barack Obama did carry this both times he ran. Now we're going to take a look at all these safe Democratic states. There are only two. The home state of Hillary Clinton's running mate, Tim Kaine, in Virginia, as well as the state of New Mexico, which has been swinging more to the left.
Lucas meant likely, by the way.
Did I say lean?
You said safe, but it's okay.
It's like, all right, yeah, likely. Yes, it's been swinging more and more to the left. So far, I think we agree pretty much with this map. The mainstream media did seem to get most of this correct. Maybe they did put Ohio as lean R, but for the most part, pretty good. Now let's get into the lean states. The first state is the state of Colorado. Colorado was carried by around 5%, but slightly below 5, actually, 4.9 something. No surprise here, Colorado has been a swing state, but it has been moving to the left now. Now let's get the first surprising one, Maine. Maine was carried by just about 3%. Very interesting. Maine all-state is usually a pretty safe bet for the Democrats. It was very surprising to see that it was carried in just a margin of 2.96%. And the same thing goes for District 1. District 1 was also carried in a lean margin. Eric, you want to explain the last ones?
All right. For the lean margins, I think that we have Nevada. Was that a lean margin?
Yes, that is correct. Nevada was carried by Hillary Clinton by a percentage of 2.42%. So, this was pretty surprising too. We were expecting this to be a likely margin.
I think that's it for the leans. Maybe I'm missing.
I
Was it
think
Minnesota? Was it lean?
yes, Minnesota is lean, but this one is very, very tight. This was really close, 1.52%. That is extremely close in a state, especially one that's part of Hillary Clinton's so-called blue wall. So right now, the biggest surprises from the media were one, Maine, and Minnesota. They were expecting these margins to be a lot bigger. One of the biggest mistakes that Hillary Clinton made in 2016 was that she didn't campaign that much in the blue wall. I believe she visited Wisconsin once. That was probably her biggest weakness. She didn't campaign here at all.
kind of led to her downfall at the Blue Wall, which was.
Yes, yes, it did.
Mhm.
I think if she did carry the blue wall, she would have won the election. All right, let's take a look at all the lean Trump states now. From the state of North Carolina, Donald Trump did carry the state by around 3.5%.
Yeah, three and a
The
half.
same is for Arizona. Arizona was also carried by Donald Trump in a margin of 3.5%. Obviously, the margins have been narrowing in Arizona. We do expect this one to possibly go to Joe Biden in 2020. Now let's go to Nebraska's second district, which was also carried narrowly by the president by around 2.2%. This one is no surprise because this is including let me zoom in here. Right here includes the city of Omaha, which is a very populated cities, and usually the more urban cities vote for the Democratic candidates. Now let's head. Is that it for? Oh, I missed one. Florida was carried by Donald Trump in a slim margin. It was relatively slim, 1.2
Yep, 1.2.
percent. I say slim, but 2000 slim is a lot different from my slim. Oh wow, 2000 was very close. Um, that's it for our lean states. Now let's take a look at the tilt states. These states went barely, barely to each candidate. So the state of most
Michigan?
of the the state of Michigan is actually the closest race of this election. Michigan was carried by Donald Trump by, get this, 0.23. That is extremely, extremely narrow. Pundits did not predict this at all. They did not think Michigan would go to Donald Trump, especially considering the African American vote she has there. However, people did see this issue for Hillary Clinton after the 2016 Democratic primaries when she lost the state to Bernie Sanders. Now let's take a look at another very close state, New Hampshire. This was also huge, huge surprise for many media outlets. They had predicted,
0.37
yes,
margin.
0.37. Most outlets did predict this one to go pretty safely to Hillary Clinton. And yeah, it's pretty surprising that it went in this close of a margin. I'm not sure if I'm getting this incorrectly, but I do believe we missed Congressional District 1, Congressional District 2 of Maine. I believe this one went in a safe margin to Donald Trump. Am I correct on that, Eric?
Yeah, it's definitely not lean or tilt
Yeah,
according to the
I believe
stats.
it was a state. It was a safe. Yeah, that's quite surprising to me. I was expecting lean. Turns out it was a safe margin. Anyways, let's get back to the map. The state of Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania usually is traditionally a Democratic state. It hadn't voted Republican since, gosh, 1990, not even 1990. I don't even know at this point. I know
Yeah.
2000, it definitely didn't go. Ever since 2000, it didn't go to a Republican candidate. This was very surprising to many, many people.
Yeah.
Many pundits put this as lean Democratic, or even some put it as likely Democratic. But West Pennsylvania, Central Pennsylvania did end up voting for Donald Trump, and it went to him in a margin of 0.72. I was very shocked by this result. I did not
Yeah.
expect the state.
Even it was that slim, the fact that it still went to
Yeah,
Donald Trump, that
absolutely.
was a shocker.
I was expecting maybe Wisconsin, maybe Michigan, but definitely not Pennsylvania. I was expecting like Florida, Michigan, Wisconsin. I did not see Pennsylvania coming. And the final tilt state is Wisconsin, which also went to Donald Trump in a very slim margin. Yes,
0.7%.
0.77%. Yes, this was a very slim margin, and these are our final numbers here. So as I said earlier in this video, one of the biggest reasons why Hillary Clinton lost was not campaigning in the blue wall. Let me draw it out right here. These states, these 4 states here, are considered the blue wall, the Midwestern blue wall. These states have not went to Republican candidates in quite a while. Minnesota didn't go to Ronald Reagan in the 1984 landslide. This one stayed with Walter Mondale. Pennsylvania, as I mentioned before, did not go in a while, and these 2 states also have not went in quite a bit.
Yeah, that
Um,
essentially led to the fall of
mhm.
Hillary Clinton.
And I do think we need to also talk about the media here. There was quite a bit of bias in the media. Almost every single pundit source puts Hillary Clinton as the winner. I think we want to clarify right now that the polls did not get this election wrong. What got this wrong was the mainstream media got this wrong. All the polls in every single state, with the exception of Wisconsin, even if they said that Hillary Clinton was leading, all of them were in the margin of error, with the exception of Wisconsin.
The problem with
So
the mainstream media is that it's mainstream. So lots of people listen to it, and that's their source of information. And they were shocked to see that it's completely incorrect.
but yeah, many Trump supporters didn't even see this coming. A lot of them didn't think that Donald Trump was going to win. Neither did Donald Trump himself. The night of election night, he did not expect to win either. So what basically a lot of controversy happened was essentially everyone blamed the mainstream media for interpreting these polls incorrectly. They were not paying attention to the margin of error, and they were not, interpreting it in the right way, which is why many of them predicted Hillary Clinton to win. In fact, I remember 538, I believe it's a 28% victory for Donald Trump. Very interesting. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. This was a different type of video where we go back in 2016 to look at the election. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any suggestions, leave it in a comment. If you like this video, please hit the like button. And if you like our content, please hit subscribe. We'll see you in our next video tomorrow.
See ya.